friends, and today we're gonna talk about my Arduino kit. It's called the Super Starter Kit UNO R3 project. This kit has many capabilities. Today we're gonna use those capabilities to make a few projects, and I'll teach you how to make them. Before we start with that, let me show you what's inside. So this is all the components. This is what you get when you open an Arduino box. You can see there's so many components, and we'll be using every single one. But in this video, we'll only be using the Arduino LED and the cable. So as you see, there's a bunch of components, and in a little bit, I'll tell you every single one of the components. These are all the components you'll get from the Arduino kit. This is a male-to-male wire. This is a male-to-female wire. This is a female-to-female wire. If you're confused about the male-to-male and female-to-female things, I'll get to that later. This is the Arduino board. It might look small, but this is what controls everything. This is this USB. It's also extremely important because this has the function of getting the code from your computer to your Arduino. This is the LCD display. I meant LCD display. This can display text on its screen. This is a proximity sensor. If you shoot it, if you have the correct code and you turn it on, it'll tell you how many centimeters you are away from that the sensor is away from a wall. This is a resistor. This comes in a lot of handy when you're dealing with too much voltage. If you don't have another battery and the LED is getting too much power, you can get one of these resistors, connect it to the LED, and it'll not use so much power. This is a breadboard. This is an easy way to send signals through a wire to an LED, other than just making a mess on your board. This is a motor. It spins stuff. And this motor is meant for this fan, but you can use it for other things too. This is a fan. When you put it on the motor, it'll spin. If you don't know some stuff, you can use this Arduino kit, and it'll have a handy guide at the back. You can see in the picture what something is. Let's move on to the next step. As I said before, you might be wondering, what is a male-to-male wire? What is a female-to-female wire? And what is a male-to-female wire? So this is a male-to-female wire. You can tell because this point is called a male and this is called a female. You see there's nothing in it. It's just hollow. So that by that logic, you can say these have two hollow sides. So it's female, female, female to female. This has 2 points. So male, male, male to male. So where So today with this kit, we're gonna make some cool lighting. All you need is the Arduino board, this USB wire, and it works without it, but you can use this male. You don't need this, but you can use this male-to-male wire if you want to be more fancy. And you need an LED. It doesn't matter what color, but you need an LED. Okay, let's build a circuit first, and then we'll move on to the code. So, the easy way to do this first project is to just get this LED and connect it to GND. You see the word GND? Mm-hmm. So see this word GND? Above it is a port. So you connect the long side to the port of GND, the small side to any number. 13 is the closest, so you would normally use 13. And you're done. So now, if you want to run the code, you put this in a USB port. If you don't have a USB port on your computer, you can use a converter on your charging port, and it does the exact same thing. So next, you have to put this side on to this. And it does matter which way you place it. You have to place it like this. And now you're done with the hardware part. You might be wondering, what does GND mean? GND means ground. You always need to connect your LED or your wire to ground, or if you're connecting an LED, you have to use the ground port. And the number port, I'll explain in the code. It's basically just an assignment. So like if your teacher was in class, maybe they would assign you the job of, let's say passing out papers. So it's basically assignment. Like if you only want pin 13 to do something, you have to write the code to assignment. So that's what the pin number means. Now let's move on to the hard way to do it. So first, you need this Arduino board. And first, you have to connect this to this. You have to connect GND to your male-to-male wire. It doesn't matter what side. And then the other side of this, you have to connect it to the LED. You might be wondering, it doesn't slide in. How do you do it? Okay, you have to get the long side, bend it like this, and then you have to twist this around it. I'll show you in a second how it'll look. And so once it's done, it should look something like this. So the end that's connected to the LED should look like this, and the one that's connected to the ground should look something like this. Next, you have to get another of these wires. You have to get another of these wires and then do the exact same thing, but connect it to another pin. Like this time, I'm gonna use pin 6. See, look, you can see pin 6. And then you can put this, you have to twist the other side, and then when you're done, it should look like, okay. So at the end, it should look something like this. this the white male-to-male wire is twisted around the shorter leg of this LED. And the orange male-to-male wire is connected to the longer leg of the red LED. So, and also you've noticed it's connected to the 6. And if you're wondering why use this, why not use the easy way? Because if you're doing like a big hard project and you have something that needs pin 13, and then you can use this method so it's not crowding with the other wires, and so it's not overlapping with another wire. Okay guys, do you want to see a magic trick? If I do this right, you have to like the video and subscribe, okay? Let me see. Let me try. Oh, it worked! Okay. So first, you have to have your Arduino IDE installed. If you don't have it installed, you have to download and install it, and there's a link to do that in the description box below. So then click on it. It should say Arduino, but mine says Arduino 2. This is how it will look like when you start a project. So you have void setup and void loop. Let's start the code. First, we have to put under void setup pin mode 13, pin mode 6, it just matters what pin you use, comma, output. So this is all for void setup. And also remember, you have to put a semicolon after every statement. The next line is pretty simple too. Write digital write 6, HIGH and semicolon at the end, and then you're done with this whole code. So this is very simple code, and now let me explain it to you. Pin mode just means preparing your pin. So you will make pin 6 know that, oh yeah, I'm gonna be activated eventually. And digital write basically means it'll do this function. So I'm using pin 6. So whatever pin you're using, you have to put this. So let's say you're using 13, you're using 7, you're using 9. I'm using 6, so I put 6, and then high. Because high means turn on, and low means turn off. So let's try this code. So first, you have to name it. Let's say LED, or you can name it my first project, or you can just name it randomly like this. You can just do random letters. But for this project, it's not my first project, and this is related to LEDs, so I'm going to call it LED. So save. In this case, I already have LED, so I'm just going to do LED on. So now I named it LED on. And, ooh, it's not working. Do you know why? Because we didn't plug this in yet. In your USB socket. And if your computer doesn't use USB ports, then you can use a converter to convert it into your charging port size. So now it's done. Let's see if it works. Let's upload the code, and look, it's turning on. See, look, it works. Now let's try doing it low. Let's see what happens then. Let's upload it again. Ooh, it turned off. And if you want it back on, this. But let's say you don't want to do it manually and you want it to be like Christmas, like on, off, on, off, on, off. I got something for you. So you have to change the code. Then you have to put, so then return after this. Then put delay. And then that'll be, the delay is in milliseconds. So if you want it 1 second, then you have to do 1,000. Then done. And then digital write 6 high again. Actually, you have to do 6 low because then that would do nothing. And then, so it's easy to copy paste it. Delay, delay. Yeah, and this is a loop, so you don't need to write it a million times. It'll just do it'll just turn it on, wait 1 second, off, wait 1 second, on, wait 1 second, off, wait 1 second, on, wait 1 second, off. So you get the point. So you can experiment with this and make a lot of different types of patterns. And you can add more LEDs and whatever you want. So that's the projects for today. I hope you like this video and I hope you understand the basics of Arduino. And I'll show you more cool projects in the next video, so stay tuned. And also link in the description box below to the Amazon link to buy your own Arduino. So till then, goodbye. Whee!